So hi everyone. In this video, I'll be showing you how to deploy your Node.js application to World Wide Web. So for deployment, you can use any hosting service. If you want to deploy your website or application freely, I'll suggest you go with Vercel because I think it is one of the best hosting service out there. It provides you free SSL certificate. You can change your domain name, but there is a limit to that. You will be restricted to certain kinds of domain names. So yeah, without wasting further time, let's get straight into it. So first, you need to create a free account on Vercel. So you can just type Vercel on your browser, and you have to go to sign up. So you can choose any of the option. If you are a professional, you go for this and just select hobby for a while. I'll write my name and click on continue. So you will need a GitHub account for this. You can do it without that also, GitHub also, but GitHub makes the process very seamless. And whenever you do any changes to your GitHub repository, it will directly reflect to your Vercel deployment. It will actively listen for it, and you don't need to push every time, or the changes will automatically be there. So I will continue with GitHub. So since I'm already logged into my GitHub, so it's going to redirect me towards my account. But if you are not, you will first have to log into your GitHub account. You can open a separate tab and log into your GitHub account, and then it will ask you to authorize. So just click on authorize and you will get a window like this. So if you don't have any repository, this list will be empty. Since I already have some repository, it is showing me the repositories I can import right now. So we'll just going to ignore this for a while, and let's go to GitHub. And here you can create a new repository. Click on it. You can name it anything you want. I'll just name it demo vercel, and you can leave this fields empty. uh, just add a readme file here, and yeah, click on create repository, and there you go, your GitHub repository is now created. So what we're going to do is we'll create a Node.js application. If you already have a Node.js application, you are going to push it to this repository, and then you're going to import it here. So as you can see, I just created this demo version repository, and it is already showing me here. I can import it, but since it is empty, there is no point of importing it right now. So yeah, let's just create a Node.js application. I'll close this tab right now. Uh, yeah, so let's just create a empty folder and name it anything. You can name it anything you want. I'll just name it demo vercel, same as my GitHub repository, but it need not be same. So now I'll open terminal. I'm going to use command prompt. You can use any terminal which you want. uh, so I need to first go inside this folder that we just created, demo vercel. So it is in my da drive in desktop, and then I'll go to this folder, demo vercel. So now we are inside this demo vercel folder, and here we're gonna create our new Node.js application. So for that, I'll just do npm init, and I'll add the y tag. So it is used to create the Node.js app with default configurations. So I'll just click on enter. So yeah, Uh, now if you click on this folder, you'll see our package.json file is created. Now we have to create our index.js file. So for that, I'll just use a code editor called VS Code. You can use any code editor, but since I'm most comfortable with it, I'll just open VS Code. So if you're opening VS Code for the first time, you'll see it as an uh, empty screen. So we're going to add a project here. So you go to file, to click on add folder to workspace. And then since our folder we just created is on desktop, I'll go to desktop, and this is the name of the folder if you remember. So I'm just going to add it here, and it has only one file, package.json. So now we have to add an index.js file. So I'm going to right click here and click on new file and name it index.js. So now since we are trying to create a server, we will need express for it. So I will go back to my command prompt and I'll type npm install, or you can just write npm I express, and you just wait for a few seconds. It will install the express module. So yeah, our express module is now installed. If you go back to your editor, you will see a folder named node modules which contain the express module right now. It contains a lot of modules. We don't need to worry about this. We just need to worry about our index.js file. So we're going to require our express module. So this is just basic server I'm trying to create here for the sole purpose of showing you how you can deploy your app. If you already have a Node.js application, you don't need to do this again. So we have created our application. Now we'll create a variable called port. So you can use any port. I'll just be using 3000 as a default port. And now we're going to listen on our port. I'm sorry, app.listen. And we're just going to add our port variable here. And we will just print out something for the sake of checking if it is working or not. So I'll just print listening on port, and we'll just add the port variable, and let's check if it is working fine or not. Let's check if it is working fine or not. So you can run it using node index.js, or if you have nodemon installed, you can run it using nodemon. It becomes easy because it actively listens to any changes which you make in your file. So you can run it using node index.js also, but I'm running it using nodemon. So it is listening on port 3000. Now just add a get request on our root path, and we're just going to send a basic hello world text on our browser. So, or maybe we can send this is my Node.js app, right? Run the local host 3000, because since we are running our server on 3000, you'll see this is my Node.js app, right? So we have created a server, we have created a Node.js application, and now we're going to push this to our GitHub repository. If you remember, we created a GitHub repository, a empty GitHub repository. So we're going to push uh, all these files except the node modules into our GitHub repository. So before that, whenever you are deploying anything related to Node.js on Vercel, you need to create another file called vercel.json. So it has a boilerplate code. You don't need to type it. I'll add a link in my description to that code to my GitHub repository, and you can just simply copy and paste. So meanwhile, I'll just add that file. I'll create a new file and name it vercel.json. Okay, so this is the boilerplate code. It specifies the version, it specifies the builds. So our source is the index.js file, it specifies the route. So yeah, you don't need to worry about this. Just add this to your file structure. So the important file here are the index.js file, which is a server, the package.json, and vercel.json. Without these three files, your deployment won't work. So make sure to include these three files in your uh, GitHub repository. So now we're going to initialize a GitHub repository locally. just stop the server and write git init. So an empty GitHub repository is created. Now we're going to add all the files. Just do git add dot. It will add all the new files and update files to your local repository. Now we're going to commit. Just write a message, initial commit. So now we have committed all the changes to our local repository. Now we have to connect this local repository to our remote repository, which is present on GitHub. So just go to your GitHub account, go to the empty repository which we just created, copy the link from here, go back to your terminal and write git remote add origin and just and press enter. So now our local repository is now connected to the remote repository. Now we are ready to push this directory to our remote repository. But before that, we need to check which branch we are on. So we'll just do git branch. So now we are on master branch, and if you go to your repository, you are on main branch. So we have to change the branch to main. So go to your command prompt, type git branch, add a dash m tag, and write the name of the branch which we want to change. And now we are on the main branch. You can check it using git branch. Now you can see we are on the main branch. Now we are ready to push. So we are pushing directly to the main branch. So just to git push origin, you need to add a u tag, git push u origin, and you're pushing it on the main. So you might see this error that it is rejected because you are directly trying to push it on the main branch, which is the main branch of your remote repository. So you're just going to uh, enter the same code again, but with a 4 stack. So it will now push it to your remote repository. So now we have successfully pushed our all the code to our remote repository. You can refresh your GitHub account. Now you see we have pushed all the required files here. Now we are ready to import. So go, you can close this tab. You can go to your vercel account, and now you can see just now we edited something. So it is showing uh, just now here. Now we are ready to import. Just click on import. You can specify the project name. If you are using some specific framework, you can specify that. But since we are using Node.js, so we'll go stick with other. You don't need to make any other changes here. If you have some environment variables, you just click here and add your environment variables here. But since this is just a basic app, we'll just click on deploy. It will start the building process now. It will take some seconds. If the project is big, it might take some more time, like 20, 30, 40 seconds. But since it is a short project, so our app is deployed. You can click on this uh, window here, and you can see this is my Node.js app, right? So congratulations, your application is now deployed. You can add a custom domain to your project here. So you can go here, click on it. You can add some custom domain uh, like demo vercel nodejs.com. Just click on add. So yeah, it is an invalid configuration. It will not allow you, because since you are using a hosting site, vercel, you have to add vercel.app here. So yeah, it will not allow you to add. However, you can change domain name from here. You can click on edit. This extension should be present. Vercel.app should be present in all of your domain that you are trying to edit. Okay, so we can make changes here. So we can write demo vercel node.js. If it is already taken, it will show as it is already taken. So let's see. Let's click on save. So yeah, it is a valid configuration and it is not assigned to anyone. So it's assigned to us now. And if we click on this link, yeah, you can see this is my Node.js application. So there you go. You have now successfully deployed your Node.js application. And one more thing I want to show you, uh, the best feature of vercel. Just go to your index.js file, and let's just change something here. Let's just write, hooray, we have deployed our app. Now let's just go back to your command prompt. Let's just add the changes using git add dot, and let's just commit the changes. Second commit. So as you can see, one file has been changed, and the file that is changed is this index.js, and the seventh line is changed. So now let's push it to our remote repository, right? So if you go back to your GitHub account and you go back to your remote repository that you just created, you will see that index.js file is updated just now. All the other files were updated 7 minutes ago, but this file is just updated now. So uh, so this is the best feature. Our vercel account has already listened to this change, and now you don't need to again deploy it. You can just go to your vercel account, check the deployments, and you can see if this is the first deployment that we made and this is the second deployment. We did not deploy it again. It automatically listened to the GitHub changes that we did. So now you can click on this domain. You can click on this domain and you will see the changes. So this is the best feature. You'll just do some changes on your editor and you'll push it to your remote repository using command prompt or any terminal, and it will reflect on your website. So thank you for watching. This is it for me. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can put it in the comments, and make sure to like the video and please subscribe to my channel.